Hola España, Brendan Coyle, Mr. Bates, no te pierdas, Downton Abbey on Antena3. Spanish blood, Irish heart. Welcome to Downton Abbey. I was born in England to an Irish father, Scottish mother. Now in Ireland, all along the west coast of Ireland, there are 13 places called Spanish Point, where the Armada kind of landed, and where the Irish gave them refuge when they're at war with the British. And many people married into Spanish families. That's why the Irish are very good looking. My great-grandmother was Spanish, she was a Spanish woman, and I love that. And maybe it's psychological, but I love Spanish music, I love Spanish food, I love Spanish culture, and I promise you, when we do Series 3, I will have some more Spanish language. And I adore Spain, and we've been really, really pleasantly surprised about how big a hit it is in Spain. We've been told that it plays very well there, that people have really responded to the series, and that's really, really pleasing to us. You know, we're very, very happy about that. Yeah. Well, in the beginning of the second series, finally, everything is rosy in the garden. He doesn't go to war. He finally proposes to Anna, the woman he loves. He has inherited a house and some money, very unusually. He's allowed to live on the premises, and it couldn't be happier for him and Anna at the beginning of the second series. And then Vera turns up. It's shocking, and it's alarming, and it's thrilling, and it's bigger and better. Yeah, I was very lucky. Julian Fellowes wrote this part for me, which hasn't happened to me before. It was a very pleasant surprise. We did a lot of research, and what's different about Bates to the other characters downstairs is he served in the war with Lord Grantham. He was his Batman, his butler, his valet. So they fought alongside each other. So when they come back from the Boer War, Bates is still his right-hand man. So the protocols were slightly different. But I love the we have a very good historical advisor. I love the manners and the etiquette, and you know, we love learning about all that stuff. How to dress a man. I haven't done that before. That's not something I would normally do. But to be able to dress a man to cuff sticky bows, it's a very intimate and very formal thing at the same time. It's quite odd. It's a tiny attention to detail, polishing buttons, cutlery, serving dinner. You know, Bates doesn't serve dinner in the series, but we learned to do that stuff before we did the series. I based this character on both my grandfathers. You know, very dignified men. They were working men, but strong, kind of self-contained, great dignity, very meticulous, very clean and smart and tidy. Yes, I do. I have my own butler now, and I am rich beyond my wildest dreams. That's what television does. No, I don't have the same thing. Nobody does for me what Bates does for his lordship. Lord and Lady Carnarvon, who own the house, I'm a bit removed from that. My life's a little bit more real. Well, I think in the first season he doesn't think that love is a possibility for him. He's come back from the war, he's wounded, he's come out of a very bad marriage, and he's kind of given up on love. But having fallen in love with Anna, this relationship grows and allows him to emotionally evolve to a state where he believes that happiness is possible. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, this very bitter and angry woman turns up. So many obstacles are put in his way, and it's a very, very painful journey that he embarks upon in this second series. That's all I can say, really. But it's quite shocking. Yeah. Well, I think you can see here, this is where we come to work when we're doing upstairs. We film all the downstairs stuff in a studio in London. But this is like a character. This is like an extra character in the drama, you know. It gives it a scale, and you saw some of those crane shots, and you see the extent, the scale of this thing. So it gives us a kind of scope. It's almost cinematic. It makes the whole thing, elevates the whole thing, makes it much, much bigger if we were just doing this on sets. And we have great access here. You know, when we're filming, there are people standing around watching us. You go, don't touch that, and don't touch. You know, it's all very. But we get a lot of good access in there. You know. But what happens? A great thing is the upstairs people never come downstairs, but we occasionally come up here, and we're like an old theatre company, and we just sit out here, and you know, it's a good old team. There's no social divide within the cast, only within the characters. So we have a good time filming here. It's a good place to come and work, you know.